Welcome back to Soda City Living. We are back with the Connell Law Firm's Mr. Ben Connell, and joining us now is Director of Emergency Services, Director Glover. We are going to be talking about road safety and how to be prepared when you're on the road and what to do if inevitably an accident happens. So thank you guys both for being here today.
Thank you so much for having us here today.
Yeah.
We appreciate you taking an interest in road safety in the Midlands. With the holidays coming up and additional traffic on the roads and a lot of construction that we're dealing with, I just thought it was important to make sure we had someone here who's involved in public safety directly, who has responded himself and also oversees folks who respond to some of these really bad accidents.
Absolutely. Director Glover, I'm going to go to you. Tell me a little bit about what you do out in Kershaw County and as Director of Emergency Services, what that means.
Yeah, so as Director, I oversee a couple different departments, and that means whenever you call 911, the first person you're going to get is a dispatcher, and they coordinate the response from that point forward. So they determine if law enforcement, fire, EMS is needed and dispatch the appropriate units from that point. So, you know, one of the most important things to do is immediately after an accident to call 911 and get that flow started. And the appropriate units can get on scene and start mitigating whatever may have happened.
Yeah, absolutely. And this may be a silly question, but why is it important that we call 911 and dispatch the units that need to come out and help in the scenes?
It's after an accident, a lot of thoughts are going through your head, I know, but the importance of calling 911 is trying to get those units rolling as quick as possible. You know, if there are major injuries or, you know, if you're blocking the roadway, we need to get lights there to help protect against any other incidents that may happen or accidents that happen. And then also we can start working on the injured people and make sure that they get the appropriate care as quick as possible.
And time is money in those types of situations, you know, so getting EMS there as quickly as possible, or fire, if a car caught on fire or something like that, is incredibly important. Something else I want to talk about, why is it important to document what's happening at the scene? That's maybe something, like you said, there's a lot rushing through your head in the moment. That may not be at the top of your mind, but why is it important that we get a report of an incident that's occurred on the road?
Well, from a legal perspective, it's important to document what happened. Typically, Highway Patrol will be a first responder and show up, and they do a great job. But if you don't have an incident report, in some ways it might be like it didn't happen unless you have other witnesses.
Right.
Law enforcement, Highway Patrol will typically investigate and ask questions and try to figure out exactly what happened and who might be responsible. That's so important to document, especially if you want to exchange insurance information. That gets documented as well. Your comment earlier about time is money, that's true, but it's also time is safety.
Yeah.
I've seen instances in a lot of the cases that I deal with where if they hadn't called 911 to have law enforcement come out or EMS come out, somebody would have died. The firemen show up and they have the jaws of life. I've seen where people need to be extricated from a vehicle and ultimately that vehicle catches on fire.
Right.
If they don't show up and really essentially sacrifice themselves and their time and their lives to try and save you, you're going to have more deaths on the roadway.
Yeah, well, let's talk about the safety of our EMS members, the safety of our fire departments as well. We were talking before cameras were rolling. You've got to get out of the way. Everyone's got to get out of the way, because sometimes, and you mentioned that there was a situation a while ago here locally where your emergency professionals can also get injured, and they're putting themselves at risk for doing this.
Yes, well, one of the most dangerous times that we have is operating on a roadway, whether it's a vehicle accident or a vehicle fire, or EMS personnel, fire, police, while they're operating on a roadway, the cars going by, they're supposed to move over. You know, there's a move over law. And the reason for that is we don't want our individuals hit while they're operating on the scene. They're taking care of a lot of things. They're using the jaws of life to extricate somebody. They're tending to patients. They're putting a fire out. So their focus is on the situation at hand and not the cars going by. So that's why the move over law is so important.
Yeah.
But also, you mentioned the incident that happened in Kershaw County. Back in 1995, we actually had a firefighter struck and killed, Thomas Buff from Elgin Fire Department, was struck and killed on I-20 while they were working a vehicle fire. A wreck happened, and he went to check on that and was struck by a vehicle. So this is something that's near and dear to us, and you don't have to look too far to find, you know, a lot of incidents where first responders were struck and either seriously injured or killed while they were working on the roadway.
Yeah, and that's incredibly important that we know these things, and it's awful that it's happening everywhere. It isn't something that's super far out and once in a million. It happens right here in our backyard. Do you have one tip for drivers this time of year, as you know, holidays are coming up, more people are coming on the roads? One tip for just preventing accidents and been really diving into that prevention aspect so that we don't even get to that point.
I think the best prevention is paying attention. You know, there's so many things that can be a distraction while you're driving down the road. Technology is wonderful, but it's one of the major distractions. So paying attention, obeying the speed limit laws and the roadway laws is probably the major thing.
Yeah. Ben, do you have anything else to add?
I was just going to say a huge majority of the cases I deal with are distracted drivers. People are messing around with their phone. They think that text is so important, or they need to get that email out or update. Just don't do it.
Yeah.
Care about your family, care about yourself, care about the safety and rights of others who are on the road, and be careful, especially as we come up on this holiday season, as we have so much construction going on in the Midlands. There's going to be alternating traffic patterns you're not used to. Just make sure you're safe out there on the roadway. So many times, and I hope I haven't become desensitized to it, but so many times I have to interact with families who have experienced a catastrophic injury for a loved one or themselves, or heaven forbid, someone's died.
Yeah.
And you don't ever want to have to cross that bridge.
No, absolutely. Not for a text or an email. It's not that important.
That's right.
Thank you both so much for being here and keeping us educated on this. This is incredibly important information, especially this time of year. So thank you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.